Hey folks, Thad here to give you a review on the GORUCK Rough Runners shoes. These have been out for, I don't know, over a year. They're not too old. I've had these for a year or just over a year. I'm not a runner, so I didn't get them to run in, but I got them to try out as cross training and for rucking, carrying heavy weight. They are definitely absolutely made for running. They're made for carrying heavy weight, so rucking as well. So I thought I'd give them a try. Now, I'm going to link another video in this one to show you, to explain why I'm using the Rough Runners, to give you more detail of why I'm using them for long distance rucks. We have our annual JAG 28 Memorial Birthday Walk and Ruck in May every year for the Mark Forrester Foundation. And I've been using the ballistic trainers, and so this year I'm going to be using the Rough Runners. And I've been using these for the past almost year to prepare for that and to see if they're going to work. Now that I've got a 28 miler I just did 2 weeks ago in Nashville, the GORUCK City Ruck, now that that one is done, I'm prepared to give you a good, honest review on these. I wasn't going to do a review until I put some miles on them. I've got probably around 70 to 90 miles on these in the past year. And so I'm just going to tell you a few features. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail here. I just want you to know that they feel really good on my feet. They have done very well carrying heavy weight. And for me, heavy weight is no more than 30 pounds. Well, 35 actually. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I did the Nashville City Ruck. It was the 26.2 mile. We had to carry a 20-pound plate, but I weighed my rucksack with my 3-liter water bladder and with some snacks and everything, and it was 35 pounds. I did pull a few things out of that, but it was still at least 30 pounds. And we, trying to figure out the route and the city, and so we messed up and ended up on the interstate, and we added about 2 miles to our route. So we walked 28 miles. So I got 28 continuous miles on these, and I actually never took them off, which goes against my philosophy, and that is for our annual memorial walk we do every year in May. I always change my socks every 4 to 7 miles. So my thought is get ahead of any potential blisters and to get my feet dry. Take my socks off, I'll put some powder on, I'll put on new socks. And I've hardly ever had any issues. I've had very, very, very minor and very few blisters since I've been doing that since 2011. So I've done those every year since 2011. 36 miles, 35 miles, 34, but always 28 to the mid-30s. With these, 2 weeks ago on Saturday in Nashville, we did 28 miles. Never took these off, so I never changed my socks. I did use the GORUCK, their socks, their merino wool socks, because I was trying them out too. I want to do a review on them as well, because I've tried out a few different socks over the years. These did awesome. Now, the terrain, the surface is pretty important, I think, on the shoes, and so it's important that you know that the terrain was all sidewalks and a tiny bit of grass, because we'd cut through parks. These things have been really, really good. So I don't know. I'm going to give you a good look of them. This is the first version of them. I don't know if they've changed anything. I don't think they have. They've got this padding right here, little extra padding on the inside and the back and on the two sides here. So something that I did notice interesting is these inserts are actually the ballistic trainer inserts. And so if I've got some ballistic trainers, I got 2 pair. This is my newer pair, and the insert in it is exactly the same. So the exact same number, part number, everything, reference numbers. So I guess, if you have some ballistic trainers, if you're worried about having extra inserts for whatever reason, you've got them because they fit. That's what they are. They are the ballistic trainer inserts in the Rough Runners. Look on the website and you can read about the heel to toe drop and thickness and all the mechanics and scientifics of it. My point is just to say these served me very well for 28 miles continuous rucking with 30 to 35 pounds on my back. And I'm going to have 28 continuous miles coming up in a month and a half on May 18th. I'll be using these again. the surface in that area is going to be a little bit different because there's going to be some gravel, there's going to be some country wavy roads, and there's going to be some just smooth roads. So that's going to make a little bit of a difference, but that's why I'm using these shoes, because of a little bit more flexibility. You can learn about that in my other video that I'm going to link in this one. But something else I wanted to show is if you wear, low socks, no show, or some of these runner socks. I've got some Belega hidden comfort socks on right now, just to show you if you're worried about will they rub on my ankles or my ankle bone or anything. So just to kind of try to show you in this, I've never had rubbing on these because let's see if I can give you both sides. This is the other shoe, just to give you both sides. I've never had any rubbing on these when I've worn these with these hidden comfort socks, because I've rucked in those also. I've used these for short distance runs when I'm doing like an F3 workout. But once again, this is coming to you from a rucking standpoint and a walking standpoint, and not an extreme runner's standpoint, because I don't enjoy running. I mean, so there's this is the pattern on the bottom. There's plenty. They breathe very well. You can see there's a lot of breathing areas. I don't know what to call them here. The sizing I think is great. I am a 11.5 in everything. These are 11.5s. They fit me just like the ballistic trainers, just like the Mac V1s and the Jedburghs, because those are all the GORUCK shoes that I've got. This one, there's some reflectivity here, but the main thing is they're very comfortable right when you put them on, right when I put them on. Just like the ballistic trainers, zero break-in. Just like the Mac V1s, zero break-in for me. And I definitely recommend them. And if you're a runner, man, I would go for these too. But take that for what it's worth. I'm not a runner, but obviously there's a lot of people that do run with these. We can look at the website. You'll see the links in my video notes. If you've got questions, though, let me know. Now that I've put some miles on these, I recommend them. Please use my link and buy them. My link is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any extra money. It just gives me a slight commission on it. But I hope that I hope you enjoy these as much as me. If you have problems with them too, tell me. If there's issues that you found that just don't work for you, I'd be just curious to know, because they feel great on my feet. They flex very well. They held up to, let me tell you. So carrying 30 to 35 miles for 28 miles, 30 to 35 pounds for 28 miles 2 weeks ago. We did that in 9 hours and 18 minutes. We barely ever sat down. We sat down just a couple times to figure out our route, and my ankles were sore. In fact, they were very sore. That evening, we got to the hotel, and I was limping around. I had no blisters though. My ankles did end up swelling, because they do that every year. They always swell. The swelling comes a couple days after the event, but no injuries. They've gone back down now. It's been 2 weeks since the event almost, and so I think it's an attribute. These I was carrying, I think 35 extra pounds on your back is a lot, and for 9 hours and 18 minutes, that's a long time to be carrying that much extra weight. So they held up fantastic. I've never rucked with these in long distance, if it's been pouring down rain, but I can guarantee you that's part of GORUCK's testing and their thought process when they're designing shoes. They drain well, so they're made for all of those elements. Let me know what you think. I recommend them. Appreciate you watching. See you.